7 dark signs you're in the company of an evil person. Stoicism. There's something deeply unsettling about realizing the danger isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't announce itself. Most evil doesn't arrive looking like chaos. It arrives looking reasonable. You don't feel fear at first. You feel confusion, a subtle tightening in your chest, a sense that something is off but not enough to justify leaving. And that hesitation is exactly where the danger lives. The Stoics warned us about this long before psychology gave it language. They understood that evil isn't always violent or dramatic. Often it's quiet, calculated, and patient. Today, we're not talking about villains. We're talking about people who erode you slowly. People who leave no visible scars yet somehow drain your clarity, confidence, and sense of self. These are 7 dark signs you're in the company of an evil person, not to make you paranoid, but to make you precise. Sign 1, they enjoy confusion more than conflict. Healthy people argue to resolve. Evil people argue to disorient. You'll notice it in conversations that never quite land. They contradict themselves, shift narratives, or deny things they said moments ago, not aggressively, casually. You walk away replaying the conversation, wondering if you misunderstood, if you're overthinking, if maybe you're the problem. That's the point. Confusion weakens judgment. And when your mind is foggy, you become easier to influence. The Stoics valued clarity above all else. Anything that repeatedly clouds your perception is not accidental. Sign 2, your boundaries offend them. You don't raise your voice. You don't insult them. You simply say no. And suddenly something changes. They act wounded, cold, or subtly punitive. Evil people don't hate rules. They hate limits that apply to them. Your boundary reminds them that they're not in control. And control is what they crave, not connection. A Stoic understands this instinctively. Anyone who resents your self-respect is revealing their intentions. Sign 3, they never feel guilt, only inconvenience. Pay attention to what they apologize for. Is it the harm they caused, or the trouble the situation created for them? Evil people don't lack intelligence. They lack remorse. Their apologies feel hollow because they are strategic, not sincere. They regret consequences, not actions. The Stoics believed character is revealed not by words but by emotional reflexes, and guilt is a reflex you cannot fake for long. Sign 4. You feel smaller around them. This one is subtle but devastating. After spending time with them, you feel diminished. Not attacked, just reduced. Your confidence dulls, your thoughts slow, your energy drops. They didn't insult you directly. They didn't need to. Evil people shrink others to feel larger. They use tone, timing, and implication instead of force. A Stoic would say, anything that consistently weakens your inner posture is not neutral. Sign 5. They study you more than they share themselves. At first, it feels like interest. They ask questions, they remember details, they listen. But over time, you realize something is missing. They don't reveal themselves in return. Evil people gather information the way predators do, not to connect, but to calculate. Your fears, your insecurities, your values, all quietly cataloged. The Stoics warned against those who observe without exposing their own character. Balance in vulnerability is not accidental, it's ethical. Sign 6, they make you doubt your instincts. You sense something is
आपका
wrong.
अपनी सोच
But
पर
every time
इख्तियार
you
है,
bring it up, they
बैरूनी
respond with
वाकयात
logic,
पर नहीं।
calm, reasonable
जब आप
logic.
ये
They
समझ
don't
जाएंगे,
They
तो
explain,
आपको
and yet
ताकत
you
मिल
feel
जाएगी।
worse afterward. Evil doesn't always gaslight aggressively. Sometimes it simply over-explains until your intuition gives up. Stoicism teaches trust in reason, but also respect for inner signals. Your instincts are data, not weakness. When someone consistently invalidates them, they are not educating you, they are neutralizing you. Sign 7, they remain calm when you're hurt. This is the most revealing sign. When you're genuinely distressed, emotionally exposed, they don't soften. They stay composed, detached, almost observant, not because they're stoic, but because your pain doesn't register as real to them. True Stoicism is grounded in empathy and restraint. Evil restraint is cold, empty, and unbothered. If someone watches your suffering without a flicker of concern, you are not safe with them. Now here's the part most people miss. Evil people don't need your obedience, they need your doubt. The moment you become clear, steady, and internally grounded, their influence collapses. That's why Stoicism is dangerous to them. A Stoic doesn't argue endlessly. They observe patterns, they don't explain themselves to manipulators, they withdraw access. They don't seek validation, they protect their inner state. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not imitation, it's insulation. You don't defeat evil by confronting it head-on. You defeat it by becoming unreachable, by knowing when to leave quietly, when to stop explaining, when to choose peace over proving a point. Evil feeds on reaction. Stoicism starves it. If this reflection felt uncomfortably familiar, trust that reaction. Awareness is not paranoia, it's clarity, and clarity is the beginning of freedom. Welcome to the Stoic clarity, where wisdom doesn't shout. It observes and chooses wisely.